What do you think is the most overrated movie ever? 50% say Avatar, some 20% say Titanic. Rest is just a bunch of random movies lol.
Threat level. Midnight bad acting. A villain with a golden face? Killing the animal rapist was cool though.
Okay, most of the answers in this thread suck. Y'all are listing like fun action summer blockbusters. They're not supposed to be art or anything, they're just not busting on screen. I think it's weird to say Avengers is overrated, like who rates that as anything but A for fun adventure? The real most overrated movie in history is Crash. It won the Oscar for Best Picture. Not a good movie at the time, has aged terribly in just 16 years, problematic portrayals of race and sex issues, horrifically stereotypical characters. This movie was bad and it won Best Picture. That's the most overrated movie ever.
Black Panther. Not because it's bad, it's a perfectly good superhero movie, but it was hailed as the second coming or something. The first review that wasn't utterly fawning got dogpiled.
As always, sort by controversial for the more interesting takes, because Reddit loves the boring top answers.
Joker, 2019, it's basically Taxi Driver and the king of comedy with a layer of DC Comics on top. Also, way too many people ended up taking the wrong message out of the movie, so many people posting stuff on social media idolizing the Joker. It might not be the most overrated movie ever, but it's up there.
Anything Zack Snyder is attached to.
The English Patient. Everyone made such a big deal over it, I just didn't get it. Blah. Boring. Where is this thing going? What's the fuss? And then of course come the Oscars, 12 nominations. Nah. I think Seinfeld made fun of it, the English Pace Hunt, and I still refer to it that way, if I ever have to, which hopefully is never. Nope.
Ever see The Notebook as an adult? Holy beep, the main characters are terrible people. Romantic male lead meets romantic female lead by harassing her while she is already on a date, and clearly states she would like him to leave her alone. So what does he do? Jumps on a moving Ferris wheel and threatens suicide if she doesn't agree to a date with him. The only decent people in the film are the two people the main characters cheat on, with essentially no remorse. Beep is toxic as all hell. The scene, www.youtube.com watch? V equals 1 to FIGA SWS and www.youtube.com watch? V equals 3 up 9 na 6 yona.
Avatar. Just find it so bland and easily forgettable. Nice effects but such bland characters and a story we've seen millions of times.
The Fast and Furious franchise.
Hurt Locker. I've seen it, but I couldn't telephone you the names of the characters, not any plot points beyond the broadest brushstrokes. Such a forgettable and average war film. Its Best Picture win was the moment I realized the Oscars are worthless spectacle.
Juno. Can't believe a screenplay so full of stilted dialogue and contrived plotting won the Oscar. Superbad was a much better teen movie from 2007.
So many Oscar winners that were made just as Oscar bait.
Citizen Kane. It regularly gets ranked number 1 greatest film of all time in frequent lists, but goddamn is it boring and plain and simply not that interesting.
Star Wars: The original 3 are good, not great. The prequels are mediocre to good and the sequels, Disney, are absolute trash. I think the only reason it's as popular as it is due to the world building and expanded universe, which I personally really enjoy, but the movies themselves are not worthy of the hype.
Maybe an unpopular opinion, and it's really not that big of a movie, but I didn't enjoy Toy Story 4. I think the story was tied up in Toy Story 3 and TS4 was just an excuse to milk the franchise a little bit more before ending it.
American Sniper. The real Chris Kyle is actually a douchebag if you look into his past.
Lost in translation. I don't know, it just felt so boring to me. I remember expressing that view to a friend on a public forum and some rondo coming in to tell me I just didn't get it, because I wasn't well traveled and probably undereducated. Then other people chimed in their agreement with that person. Completely soured even what bits I did like about the movie. Edit. Grammar.
Donnie Darko. It's a fine movie, but the low-rent pseudo-intellectuals who jizz their pants trying to explain how it's so much deeper than it seems are what ruin the whole thing. This movie is like listening to a second-year philosophy student try to explain how they understand how everything works because now they just get it. It can quickly get pretentious and insufferable. And yes, you should doubt my commitment to sparkle motion.
La La Land. Super boring. No chemistry. Forgettable songs. There, I said it.
I'm an MCU fan, but my answer is Black Panther.
The Notebook. My God, saw it once and wanted however many minutes of my life back it was, but everyone rolls their eyes when I say that, lol.
One of the most overrated movie ever, especially among wannabe movie experts, is Donnie Darko.
I kind of felt like Lady Bird was pretty overrated. I didn't think it was anything special, just another coming-of-age story, but people made it seem like it was the best film ever, at least at the time.
Annie Hall. It's an okay movie with a decent performance by Keaton that ultimately doesn't stand the test of time.
Sorry y'all, I really did not give a beep about Scarface. At all.
These comments are breaking my heart.
Saturday Night Fever. I think everyone who loves it only remembers the dancing scenes and blanks out all the rest of that mess.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Any of the 50 Shades movies. The whole relationship they had was toxic AF.
Teenage Come Vampires 3, I've come to suck your cock. Honestly, the first TCV movie was amazing. Even the second movie was pretty good, but the third was just milking everybody.
Two Girls One Cup.
Ghost World. Rave reviews, indie cred out the wazoo, and obnoxious fans defending it as "you wouldn't get it" comedy, as if this was somehow insightfully www.youtube.com watch. V equals HLLA Suze ZBM.
Probably every Michael Bay movie except for a few.
2001. A Space Odyssey. I agree it's a classic, but they really could have cut an hour from that film and not lost anything.
The Revenant. I'm sorry, but it's just DiCaprio wheezing, screaming and crawling through majestic landscapes.
Gravity. Not only is that movie terrible, but George Clooney should not even be considered a character. He's basically just an extra with a couple lines. Also, I believe it also won Best Sound when a lot of the scenes, notably the explosions, are silent because it's in space. Stupid movie. Pointless plot. Falsely advertising George Clooney. Just a garbage film.
The Lord of the Rings. I'm beep with Yao, it's the best.
The Big Lebowski is held in far higher esteem than it deserves. It's a solid 7/10, but that's it.
Bird Box. It had a decent premise, but the movie telegraphs everything, ruining any notion of suspense. I believe it was the editing that did this.
All the Medea movies. They suck so beep bad. Do people only like them because they feel obligated to?
If we're looking at newer movies, Raya was pretty meh. Glad I didn't pay for premiere access to see it. Not saying it was bad, but it was fairly easy to see exactly where it was going most of the time, and was honestly hard to keep paying attention to at times.
The Grey. Yeah, I get it's the wolves are a metaphor. Still demonizes a species we're still trying to not wipe off the continent. And every character in it sucks. They were all stupid and unlikable, and I felt nothing as they died. Why would you take wallets into the wilderness with you? Bring things that can keep you alive, and also flights have manifests. Everyone deserved getting eaten.
It's gotta be Frozen. I remember laughing aloud through a lot of Wonder Woman, and I was a bit annoyed at the fact that nearly all of the reviews at the time seemed to be from people pandering to the pro-womanhood angle that people seemed to think it was about, and didn't want to be on the wrong side of the wave, so it ended up with like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes when I went to see it. It's not a bad movie, it has a ton of silly beep that I think is ridiculous, but I've seen a lot worse, especially when it comes to superhero movies. But the gushing praise that it got for all the wrong reasons was just absurd.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to subscribe to Upvote for the best quality content every day.